and welcome back to this week's Real Estate Producer Show. I'm Kara, and I'm here with Jolene Jacobs from Jacobs Group of KW Metro, and Dustin and Nicole from Hall Financial. Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. So we're here with Jolene today, and I'm so excited to have you on because I know that you truly embody 5-star service, just as Hall Financial does as well. And you go above and beyond for your clients, like truly the definition of going above and beyond. So I'm so excited to hear, what's happening within your world and, all things realty with you. So with that being said, what got you into real estate in the first place?
Yeah, so I started my real estate career about 6 years ago, and I spent 17 years as a human resources director for a couple of different health systems, and decided that when I turned that age of 40, decided that I was a little burned out of my career, and I wanted to change. I had no idea what type of career I wanted, but I knew that I wanted to own my own business. So I thought, you know what, maybe I'll just go ahead and get my real estate license. Dabble a little bit in it. So I did that.
Yeah.
And
Just dabble. No, she's
And I ended
fantastic.
up putting my license under a brokerage. And in the first month, I'm like, holy cow, this is awesome. I can just go with this as a career. And had a long conversation with my husband. I'm like, what would it look like if I went from this great salaried position in corporate human resources to a 100% commission-only job? And what would that look like for our family? And within about 3 months, I was full-time into a real estate career and just made it happen. So now we have a team of 7, and my husband's a part of our team. So
wow, that's so cool. So it's been a whole family thing. Yes. With that being said, too, do you find, being that you were in human resources before, so do you find parallels between what you were doing in that world and with real estate? Like, have you been able to make the connection? I'm sure working with human resources, you've had that knack for people. So has that been a connection for you and helpful?
I think that what you're talking about is transferable skills.
Yes.
100%. So I think that in human resources, not only are you recruiting and it's kind of a sales job when it comes to recruiting and getting those potential employees to come to your place of business to be employed at, but it's also the contract negotiations that I was a part of. So in one of my HR roles most recently, I was a key negotiator in union negotiations. So taking that skill in contract negotiations and putting it into the home buying and selling, I think that was a huge transferable skill.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And within real estate, what is your specialty? What do you do best, or what do you think is your, Jolene Jacobs, what is your world? What is your go-to? What is your specialty?
Yeah, so I think that my specialty, I think there's 2 different specialties. One, it's listing houses and really making those houses shine before they go on the market. And it's spending time with the sellers and making sure that they know what their return on investment, if they're going to make any cosmetic changes, if they're going to do anything to enhance their listing. I think that my background, doing some own home remodeling myself, as well as my husband's background, my key business partner, Mark Jacobs, being a licensed builder, we're able to really give some great advice that really makes our sellers, be able to sell their houses for more money.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So we know that you're a great tour guide and a master concierge of the area. So walk us through a little bit of the process when you're working with buyers. Especially, we've heard that you work with relocation from out of state, that you have a knack for really making people feel like Detroiters from day one.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Absolute favorite.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so I guess having relationships with a couple of key health systems in the area from my prior healthcare HR career has really guided me in order to have a key partnership with one key health system in the area. And so what I do is that whenever an executive is being relocated by that company, I am their go-to realtor. I get the call, and what I do is not necessarily try to sell them a home on day one, but it's let's get acclimated to the Detroit metro area. So that actually starts out well before the time that they get here. And it's a Zoom call or it's a phone call. And what we do is a lifestyle needs assessment. And the lifestyle needs assessment takes into consideration their whole family. You know, how many, do they have children? Do they not have children? What type of lifestyle do they lead? Do they lead a lifestyle where they want to be around a lot of parks and recreation? Do they lead a lifestyle where they're foodies? Do they want to be in an urban area? Do they want to be in a sprawling suburban area? So it's really narrowing down for them the areas that I think would be great options for them in the metro area as they relocate with their new job. So it always starts out at the city, the heart of the city of Detroit. And I'm so passionate about the resurgence of Detroit and the revitalization that I want to tell that story, because most people relocating from out of state, they don't know that story. They don't see what we've seen over the last 10, 15, 20 years. You know, as far as that resurgence goes. So I take the time, we start there, we start with a small little historical tour. Detroit was founded in 1705, and it was founded by, you know, go through the whole story with them. So we start in the city center, we go up Woodward, and then we go to about 2 or 3 different areas where I think, based on their lifestyle needs assessment, would be the ideal place for them to plant their
That's
roots.
awesome.
That's very cool.
That's so cool. And
It's
like,
fun.
And you being able to give your clients that experience is huge, because they're not only buying a home, they're buying the city that they're living in and the surrounding areas as well. So that's amazing that you do that.
Absolutely. And I try to incorporate too, is because we're in the car for 3-4 hours at a time. I try to incorporate, okay, where could we stop along the way, which would be a great restaurant? Because in that lifestyle needs survey, I ask about what types of foods do you like? And so if we're traveling through Dearborn and they want great Middle Eastern food, or they say they've never tried it, okay, let's stop at Elamir's and have a great, you know, meal as we're touring around the different cities.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
So with that being said, like you know, we at Hall Financial don't want to treat we never want to treat a client as a number. We want to make sure that if they call for a refi because they want to pay off their credit cards or do home improvements, or if they get their very first home, we want to make sure that they say to us, you changed our life. And obviously you're changing people's lives by showing them the city of Detroit and taking that extra time. Can you tell us like a recent story of maybe somebody that came in from out of town that you've done the same thing, changed their life?
Yeah, so one of the most recent, and it's so cute because this is like so recent as just a couple of weeks ago. So I'm not sure if you guys are going to be watching, but Marcus and Sean, I'm going to talk to you.
Hey, Marcus and Sean.
So Marcus was relocating in, and he was looking for a place for his family. And we went through all the Grosse Points, and we went to Midtown Detroit, and this is a young couple with a young daughter, and they are looking for that just awesome neighborhood where they can take walks up and down sidewalks and, you know, feel safe. And they ended up in Grosse Point Farms. And the cool thing is that during the tour, Marcus was up here mostly doing the tours around with me, but Shauna trailed along later on. Shauna, we just got them into their house about 2 weeks ago, and Shauna, I always become friends with my clients on Facebook. She is posting every single day so many different areas within the Grosse Points, little markets that she's finding, little delis, and she's in love with it. So I feel like I really found them the great match.
Awesome.
Oh,
So-
that makes me
That's
so
awesome.
happy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I can see, you know, just with your expressions and everything like that, I can tell that it's more than, and as Nicole was saying too, they're more than just a number. These are people and lives behind it. And I can just see that, you know, feel light inside you as well. So that's amazing.
Yeah, I think that we really strive to be realtors for life. It is not a one and done type situation. When I invest all that time with my buyers, I've solidified a true relationship, and I want to see when their kids graduate from kindergarten. I want to see when they do their first remodel on their house, and that's important to me. So I'm always getting in contact with them every like 3 to 6 months. Do you got any new pictures to share with me of the house, and what do you like best about your neighborhood?
Nice. Yeah, so you're keeping up with them. I love it.
So with like you obviously can't do this on your own. And when I first met you several years ago, you were an individual agent, and now you've grown a team. You and your husband, Mark, who's here in studio. Hey, Mark. You guys have grown a team. You can't do this on your own. So how important is it, and how crucial is it to have a team to give your clients this kind of experience?
It's absolutely critical. So we have put together a true top-notch team of not only administrative support, like having a transaction coordinator that's going to walk you through from the time you get under contract to the time you get closing, so you don't miss one deadline whatsoever. To also having a marketing professional on our team, a person who can take your listing of your house and make it shine. So having those two key people, Zena and Julie, on our team has been absolutely instrumental. And the cool thing is that those two were absolutely handpicked. Those are my clients that one relocated in-state and one was a referral from another client of mine. And just in that relationship with them and seeing how cool they were and just knowing like their background and getting to know them, like those are people who I think could be really great on our team. So we taught them the job. And over the past couple of years, they just transformed that. So my husband, Mark, he has a background working in a corporate finance department for a major health system here in the Detroit metro area. And about 2.5, 3 years ago, he made the decision. He always says, Jolene, I saw you having so much fun. I just wanted to join you. And he came aboard because really when you have to scale a team and build a team, he had the operation side. We're yin and yang. I'm out there, in the streets. We are, and he's in the office and he is growing the team and he's that operation side. He's that, okay, Jolene, you have this great vision, but you suck absolutely at putting it together. He's the putter together. So
I love it. That's huge too. Being able to rely on a team, and not only rely on a team, but you love your team, and that's huge because the more that you can work together with them, it's providing the best experience for the client as well. And that's what Hall Financial too. That's why Hall Financial is able to close as quickly and beating industry records for doing so because they're relying on a team to get it done.
Yeah, and in this type of market too, where it has moved over this past year at such a quick pace, and you have to react so quickly for your buyers, having a team of amazing, and I'm talking amazing agents, both buyers agents as well as listing agents, they are there when I can't be in 2 or 3 or 4 places at one time. I trust the agents that we have very delicately put together and selected. We don't hire just anybody on our team. We pull the best and the brightest, and we teach them our way. And that's a very personalized, very concierge service, like Dustin, like you were saying, that approach to things. And so when it comes time where I have to hand over one of these individuals because I can't be in the same place as they want to be, I hand them on over, and it's okay.
You and Mark just took a nice vacation, and you were able to enjoy your vacation because you had this great team.
Right.
So kudos to you.
We did. We went to Costa Rica, and Mark set this up. So I'm the worrier of the team because I'm always like, okay, well, I've got to be here for this person and that person. He put my phone into an answering service. He just made everything so easy so I could walk away. And it was probably the first vacation ever
I'm sure it was
I was
deserved.
able to really, really kind of like unpack and, enjoy because my team is awesome. Yeah. And they had it all handled. So.
I love that.
Awesome.
I love that.
Jolene, do you have any parting words for us before we go about first-time home buyers that are maybe still a little bit nervous or reluctant to get into the market right now with how crazy things were over the summer? And are you starting to see that the market's opening up a little bit? And what are your words of wisdom for that?
So my words of wisdom, if you dropped out at the beginning of this year as a buyer because maybe you lost in multiple offer situations, now is the time to get back in. I just pulled up Farmington Hills and Farmington as an example today, where before the average days on market was 7 at the beginning of this year before a house went under contract. They're up to 29 days on market for the average listing. That allows buyers to go in there and negotiate a better price and have more selection. So we have not seen this until this quarter this year where it's it's relaxing a bit, but it's not anywhere. It's a normal market now. It's not a crazy market, but it's a normal market where buyers' offers can truly be considered. And there's more selection.
And what would you say to the buyer, given that we are, and you're working in Michigan here, and unfortunately, winter is coming for Michigan. So what would you say to those buyers that are, I want to wait till the spring? I heard that it's better to just look in the spring and not wait and look throughout the winter. So what would you say to that type of buyer?
I would tell that type of buyer that there's always going to be individuals who are moving because of jobs or other life circumstances you don't want to close the door right now. While there might be more inventory in the spring, now is where you're going to get a better value. And if you're interested in value, this is the time to negotiate. And you're not going to have as much competition as you will in the spring. So if you don't like multiple offer situations, now is your time, buddy. Now is your time.
She's like, get to it. Yep. I love it. And that's why they need you too, so they can take you around. And I joke that I don't like winter, but there's definitely so many things to do in Michigan that is so much fun. And for all those that ski and snowboard and anyone relocating to Michigan, it's an amazing place to be. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. I'm so happy, and you're just the sweetest. I'm so excited.
Thank you, Jolene.
Yeah, thank you so much. And as always, remember to like and subscribe.